The first step to using GitHub is to set up a personal account, so that'll be the first thing that we do. So navigate to github.com, and again, if you don't already have an account, or if it's the first time you visited it, more than likely the site is going to look something like this. Now, sites change over time, so if by the time you watch this course, the pages change slightly, I'm sure setting up an account is going to be pretty much the same, and more than likely they're going to have a big button somewhere saying, please sign up. So just go that route. All right, so the very first thing we need to do is pick a username. Now, I already have a GitHub account, but I'm going to create another one so that you guys see sort of the same thing that I see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a username, and I'm just going to do my normal username, and I'll put a 2 on the end of it. Now, unfortunately, I can't use the same email, so you want to pick whichever email is going to be tied to this account. It's really important. I know a lot of you guys might want to do a personal GitHub account versus a professional one or an organizational one, and the email that you use matters because you can only tie one email to one account, so pick your email wisely. And I'm going to go ahead and enter in a password. As you can see from the notification here, I have to use at least one lowercase letter, one numeral, and it has to be at least 7 characters. And, you can throw in whatever else you'd like in there to strengthen your password a little bit. That's as complicated as it gets. It's really simple to sign up for an account. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up. Hey, look at that. Success. It says, welcome to GitHub, and I've just taken my first step into a larger web, which is awesome. I like taking steps into larger worlds. Now, before I move on here, I want to mention your email address. Make sure you write down which one you associated with this account, because later on when you set up Git, you'll need to know it. So make sure that you make a note of that. Okay, so GitHub is indeed free, but you'll also notice from the screen that there are some paid plans as well. Basically, what it boils down to is if you don't mind everything that you're doing being public, then the free plan is all you need. But if you need occasionally to have a private repo so that the whole world can't see what you're working on or can't collaborate with you, then you might want to take a look at some of the personal plans. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the free plan. And if you want, it can help you set up an organization. Now, organizations are great if you have a company, for example, and you have like 20 team members that are going to collaborate with you on projects, then you'd probably want to set up an organization. Or if you were a web designer and you had a bunch of freelancers that help you out every single time you work, and they're almost always the same people, then setting up an organization would be pretty good for you as well. So really what organizations are is just they sort of replicate your company or your team, and they go ahead and let you do that all at once. You can set them up anytime you want to. So if you forget to set an organization up when you're first getting your account, don't worry about it. You can go back and do it later. Now, we're not going to set up an organization here. We're just going to go ahead and finish with the sign up. So as soon as I click on that, and it takes me directly to my new, if you will, homepage here. So I don't have any repos yet or repositories, so I don't see any type of listing. This is basically your starting point inside of GitHub. So remember, GitHub is indeed a living service. So the interface that you see all the way through this particular exercise might differ a little bit than what you're seeing. But GitHub goes to great pains to make sure that the sign-up process is really simple. So even if it changes a little bit, you should be able to create an account with minimal problems.